Sweet dreamers, welcome to a new magical story. Today's story is about the adventure of Hug the rabbit. In a quiet and peaceful forest, surrounded by tall trees and sparkling stars, lived a sweet little rabbit named Hug. Hug was a very special rabbit because he had the softest fur of all the rabbits in the forest. His fur was so soft that all the other animals in the forest loved to hug him. One beautiful summer day, as the sun slowly set and the birds sang their lullabies, Hug decided it was time for an adventure. He whispered to his friends, the birds, and asked if they would join him on his journey. The birds fluttered excitedly around Hug and sang cheerful songs. Together, they flew through the forest, high up in the sky. They watched as the moon rose, and the stars began to twinkle like tiny diamonds. Hug and his bird friends flew higher and higher until they reached the Milky Way. They danced among the stars and traveled past colorful nebulas. Hug felt so happy that he almost forgot it was bedtime. But then the moon began to wink, and the stars started to yawn. It was time to return to the forest. Hug and his friends glided back home, following the moon and stars like a compass. Once back in the forest, Hug and the birds settled into their cozy nests and burrows. They hugged each other and exchanged goodnight kisses. Hug felt safe and loved. The moon smiled at them, and the stars twinkled softly as they watched over the sleeping animals in the forest. Hug closed his eyes, his soft fur enveloping him like a warm blanket, and soon, he was dreaming of new adventures that awaited him the next day. The Lost Rabbit. The following morning, Hug woke up to the warm sunrays peeking through the leaves of the trees. He stretched and let out a big yawn. It was a new day filled with possibilities and adventures. Hug hopped out of his burrow and began playing with his friends in the forest. They played hide and seek, picked colorful flowers, and listened to the cheerful songs of the birds high up in the trees. At one point, as Hug rolled in the grass and chased after a butterfly, he heard a soft whimper. He stopped and listened attentively. The sound was coming from beneath a thick bush. Carefully, he crept closer and discovered a small, fluffy bunny that had gotten lost. Hug smiled kindly at the little bunny and introduced himself. "I'm Hug," he said, "and I'm going to help you find your way back home." The little bunny looked at Hug with big eyes and nodded gratefully. Together, they started walking through the forest, with Hug as their guide. He knew the forest like the back of his paw and could find the way to the little bunny's home. Along the way, Hug shared stories of his adventures in the Milky Way and how he had made friends with the birds. The little bunny listened in awe and smiled broadly. Eventually, after an exciting journey through the forest, they reached the little bunny's cottage. His parents had been anxiously waiting for him, and when they saw their little one, they embraced him with tears of joy. The little bunny thanked Hug and the birds for their help and told his parents about his new friends. The little bunny's parents invited Hug and the birds for a delicious rabbit feast. Hug and his bird friends enjoyed the scrumptious meal and the warm hospitality of the bunny family. Afterward, Hug flew back to their cozy spots in the forest with his bird friends, and the little bunny went safely to bed with a smile on his face. And so, the second day filled with adventures came to an end for Hug the rabbit. He knew that there were always new friends to make and adventures to have, both in the daytime and at night. Hug fell asleep with a happy heart, knowing that the forest was full of friendship and magic. Hug sings a song. The days in the forest passed, and Hug the rabbit had many more adventures. He helped his friends build a cozy treehouse, discovered secret paths deep in the woods, and even learned a new song from the birds. On a warm summer night, when the moon was high in the sky and fireflies danced in the darkness, Hug decided it was time to do something special. He had learned that friendship was the greatest treasure of all, and he wanted to show his friends in the forest just how much they meant to him. Hug gathered all his friends together under the starry sky. "Dear friends," he began, "I want to do something very special for you to show you how much you mean to me." The animals in the forest looked at Hug with curiosity and smiles on their faces. They were eager to find out what he had in mind. Hug took a deep breath and began to sing. It was a song he had learned from the birds, a song about friendship, love, and adventure. His voice filled the night, and soon the birds high in the trees joined in, singing along. It was a beautiful and enchanting concert under the moon. As Hug sang, and his friends enjoyed the song, the stars in the sky began to twinkle even brighter than before. It was as if the entire night was joining in their celebration of friendship. When the song ended, Hug and his friends embraced each other and laughed with joy. They knew that their friendship was stronger than ever, and that the magic of the night would always surround them. Slowly, the animals in the forest began to feel tired. They went back to their cozy burrows and nests, knowing that they would have new adventures to look forward to tomorrow. Hug the rabbit lay beneath the stars, with a smile on his face. He knew that there was nothing more precious than friendship and the magic of the night. He closed his eyes, his soft fur enveloping him like a warm blanket, and he dreamed of even more adventures that lay ahead. And so ends the story of Hug the rabbit with the softest fur in the forest, who discovered friendship, adventure, and the magic of the night. Sleep tight, dear children, and may your dreams be filled with friendship and adventure. Good night.